I want my children to see in me dedication. Dedication to being a mother, but also to being a clinician scientist. I want them to understand that we exist not only for ourselves, but also to dedicate our resources to the community at large. We exist to give back to the community that we live in, and I want them to see dedication to that. About 1.6 million Americans have inflammatory bowel disease, and about 15% of patients will require surgery. The outcome of this surgery is either an external pouch, that is an ostomy bag, or an internal pouch that is created from small intestine. My research focuses on patients who develop Crohn's disease-like pouch inflammation after they've had their colon removed. And my biggest question was, why was this happening if they had already had surgery? Why were they coming back into the hospital with symptoms that were very reminiscent of their ulcerative colitis? But even more importantly, how could we prevent this? At Mount Sinai, we have one of the largest pouch centers in the world, and we've had hundreds to thousands of patients have their pouch surgery done here. And so because of that, we're lucky to have a large amount of biospecimen data available for us to research. We are actually looking at specimens that were taken at the time of colon removal, and then we're looking at specimens that were taken at the time of pouchoscopy, years later after surgery. We're using these 2 time points, and we're looking at tissue specifically from these 2 time points and sequencing it to better understand what are some of the markers on the mucosal level that can define the different phenotypes of pouchitis and specifically predict the development of pouchitis. Mount Sinai is truly an IBD researcher's dream. It is the birthplace of Crohn's, and since then, Mount Sinai has led the way in terms of inflammatory bowel disease, clinical care, and research. We have access to mucosal immunology labs, microbiome labs, the Division of Genetics and Genomic Sciences, and we really work together as opposed to working in silos. And that's where Mount Sinai, I think, is most special. It fosters a really strong collaborative environment. When I heard I received the Distinguished Scholar Award, I was ecstatic. It really brought recognition to the challenges that I face, both as a clinician scientist and as a mother. Especially for women such as myself who are really in our early career, keeping that momentum in terms of our research and getting funding to pursue our research and progress it can be really difficult while we're balancing the challenges of being a caregiver. And so receiving that money was not only validation for some of the challenges that I face, but also a solution to obtaining research funding to keep the momentum of my research going.